Hi everyone, this is Kelly from The Truth in Story, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, ooh, Kelly, where did you get that prayer candle with what looks to be the magician on the side of it? But no, instead I got a beautiful birthday present today from Mr. Chris. It says tarot dice take some of the mystery out of a tarot reading. It is fun, easy to use, yet retains the true essence of tarot. Create for yourself, family, and friends the same satisfaction experienced psychics provide to unlock the answers inside of us all. Not sure about all that, but I will say these are absolutely awesome. I have already opened this, but I packed it away. This did not come in this. You know, Amazon has these wonderful bags. And something else came in here. I can't remember. But I put this in here because I think it's actually going to be more in line with how I would want to mix the dice than how it tells you how to do it. But we'll get to that after we take a look. So this is just called tarot dice. And this was actually purchased on Amazon because I got an Amazon box. And I was like, what is this? Before I was opening because it felt so strange in there. So look at these dice, and let me tell you, these are nice, heavy, good dice. Like, these are nice dice, but they're huge. I mean, they're definitely huge. So this is tarot dice. So there are 13 six-sided die, and all of the tarot cards are represented on these 13 dice. The other thing that you get in here is a guidebook here, and you also get a handy mat to do what seems to be, in terms of positions, somewhat similar to maybe doing a Celtic cross or something along that nature. It's a 13, uses all 13 of the dice here. And so it's got a really, it's a kind of a foamy fabric, like, you know, like a placemat-y kind of fabric there. And so you get that to put the dice onto. Now, you're supposed to stick them in here and roll them about. I don't particularly find that to be that effective. Perhaps I'm doing something wrong, but there is pretty good instructions here. It has general, it talks about the minor suits. It goes through, you get a really short meaning for each of them. Pretty, you know, very basic. It's a little white book of meanings, but at least you can kind of see what the cards are if you're the coin. The images are if you're not sure about them. But it kind of goes through each one like that, and then it has one or directions on how to cast this, which is of course the spread that it has, which it has the sheet right with it with the number of the dice and what the position is. So you don't really need much use here. So I mean, this to me wouldn't be all that wonderfully helpful if you didn't know anything about tarot, because it's really basic meanings. But that is neither here nor there to me. So what you're supposed to do, I'm going to show you this, although I don't particularly find this useful for me, because I prefer to put them in a bag and shake them up. But you're supposed to roll this across 3 times, but you have to kind of give it a good roll if you want to have them shake up, and I don't feel like they get enough of a mix, in my opinion. And you're supposed to do 3 one way and 3 the other way. So a total of, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So that would have been done 3 and 3. And then you just slide these out and set these one, you know, in the order as they come out. You're supposed to put these into and I'm not even trying to put them upright because I'm not going to actually do the reading this way. So that's how it's recommended. I don't personally find that to be very fun. I just don't feel like you get a really good random mix. And it is important to note, as some people noted in the comments of this, that you have to remember you are not going to get the same probabilities as with a deck of cards. So with a deck of cards, you have all 78 cards, you shake them all up, and you can pull 3 cards, and it could be any 3 of those 78 cards. Now, obviously, if you pull, say, the 2 of Pentacles, all the other figures that are on the rest of the dice have no opportunity of coming up. So you're never going to get the Empress with the 2 of Pentacles, right? You're never going to get the Ace of Swords with the 5 of Pentacles. Those are combinations that you're never going to be able to get because of the way that these are set up. But I have to say, you know, that doesn't bother me. It's still a random message that's going to come up in this particular system, and so you're still getting randomized things. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not, intention isn't to take the place of a tarot deck, but just to be a really cool other way to get a message out. But I figure it would be actually more conducive to me, this is a little bit large, but to put them into a bag, you know, where you can really get in there and shake them up, mix them around, mix them in, mix them up, shake them up, mix them, shake them, mix them, shake them up, right? And then I'm just going to put, you know, thinking about, okay, what is the subject? Like, what's under discussion? What is it that I need to be paying attention to right now? Picking out the dice and plonking it down. So here we have the Chariot. Okay, so it's the Chariot. So that's what the theme is about. How can I bring some disparate energies together and kind of to keep moving forward? Some energies moving forward, confidence, kind of getting in the seat of my Chariot and driving that forward. I'm going to need some information here, right? All right, so that's the subject. The second one is the environment, what surrounds me. You know, what is the energy going on around me that's maybe impacting this idea of moving. So I'm stirring, placing it down. Okay, so here I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 of Swords. So lots of energy, right? A lot of too much mental energy, which is, you know, you can pretty much say that most times, and that's going to apply to me. But 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. It's energy of the brain. A lot of stuff, a lot of things going on, which makes sense then. Okay, I need to be trying to harness that energy and bringing that energy under control so that it's not running ragged over me, but I'm actually in control of that energy. So that makes sense. So what is behind me is number 3. So I'm mixing and mixing and shaking and mixing and shaking and mixing. What's behind me, and pulling out my next figure. It's the Magician. So in the past, I've been able to pull it together. I have what it is that I need. I've been able to do this. I've been able to manifest that what I want. But right now, I've got and this is so true. I've got too many ideas, too many things that I want to accomplish, too much brain energy bouncing around. I've got to pull it back under the control because I've been able to do so in the past. I'll be able to do it again. It's just kind of a crazy week or so. So then, what support? Okay, what I have to work with right now. What's the support that I have to work with? Alright, so we're shaking it around. I have the 2 of Swords. I do have the ability to bring those two energies together, to bring the mind and the emotions into unity and push through. So if 2 of Swords is normally can be a blockage because your mind and your emotions are at a little bit at odds and you need to kind of bring things together so you can step forward. Because this is a position of what supports me, I can say, okay, I can bring this energy together. Again, I've done this in the past. I've got the ability to mesh everything together so that I can move forward. This is something that I can do. So great, that's fantastic, great. Okay, so what's the present? That which you are leaving behind, because as I'm going to move forward, I'm going to be leaving that behind, but what's kind of the energy going on right this minute? And I can talk about that while I'm mixing. And I'm going to pull that. And here we have the King of Wands. The queens look different. Let's see if I can find a random queen. The queen crowns are a little bit less pokaly. Of course, there's not a queen. I'll try to find a queen. There. The queens are more like that kind of a crown, whereas the kings are that kind of crown. What was this? This was the Chariot. So here we have the King of Wands. So it is a lot of creative energy, a lot of fire energy, a lot of transformative energy, but it is very high energy, fire, passion, creativity, maybe a little bit too much. I need to hone it in, and that is so the case. Trust me on that one. So, turn my phone off. So that makes sense to me fully. So the next one is my desire. So what is the ideal wish or question? What do I desire, right? What do I want to have happen here? And I'm going to pull one out and say, okay, 4 of coins. All right, well, that makes sense. I want to have security, financial security, energetic security. I want to bring some balance and some structure, and that is so true on so many different levels, right? That's just that sense of kind of bringing the 4 of coins for me is very much not about greediness, not about clutching, but it's about stable. And the number 4 is about stability, and then we have resources, energetic resources, emotional resources, financial resources, just bringing things into a stable space. You know, we got energy bouncing all over. Let's bring it down and root this, right? Okay, so then number 7 is change. Who or what is going to change things? So how are we going to affect change here? So I'm just throwing these around in here. All right. The moon, I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to go internally. I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to make sure I'm seeing things clearly, because things can be distorted in the moonlight. So I want to make sure that I'm actually seeing things as they are, and that way I can move in the direction that I want to go in. So then we have the reason, feelings, inquirer's attitude at the time of. This is about the reason behind. I'm not sure that reason has to do with that, but I'm just going with feelings, attitude, my feelings and attitude right now. It does feel very Celtic Crossy. Here we have the Queen of Cups. So that's good. Right at the time of the reading, I'm feeling like setting up the environment so that things can grow in a good way, right? The Queen, I'm feeling like I need a big hug. I'm feeling like I need, the Queen of Cups to set me down and say, all right, take a breath. Come over here. Let's get a hug. Now let's just set things in place so that we can kind of move forward with the emotions and the brain all together here. So I think my feelings are, I need a hug. Okay, so now we have turn of events, or how things are going to evolve here. Rolling it, rolling it, rolling it. How are things going to evolve? Well, we have a lot of coins here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of coins. That's good. That is abundance. If my desire is stability of resources, and again, I don't look at that just as money. I look at that as the physicality of things, but just resources, energetic, all kinds of ways in which we have different resources. And if what I'm looking for is, for some stable resources, this is to the degree of luxury, right? The 9 of coins is about having the resources that you need to accomplish what you want to accomplish in life. So that is an excellent turn of event. Number 10 is happenings. What effects others will have on you. So other people's effects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have the 8 of coins, which is about mastery. So perhaps learning from somebody else's mastery and what other people have accomplished is going to have good effects on me that I can learn from and grow from. Again, I'm just kind of winging this here. Guidance. So we're going to get some guidance here about this whole situation. Lots of coins, which is good, being as that was a desire. So the 5 of coins is guidance. What's some advice, whether negative or positive? Well, the 5 is about instability, right? So if I was looking at the scope of all this, if the problem is I got too much going on in my brain, energy's bouncing all over the place, I need to bring it into order. This is what I want, and we can see that that possibility is there. I would say that the guidance is to keep some structure, you know, pay attention to how am I using my resources. Am I wasting my energy over here on too much going on in my brain, and just in other ways that I'm wasting, instead of really honing in on what it is I want to accomplish and using my resources wisely, so that I can affect those changes. So that's, I think, good advice. Now I have 2 left, the future and where I will be in future surroundings. Some of the wordings on this are not perfect. Some of the little titles don't always quite go with then what follows it perfectly, but you get the feeling for it. So here we have the future with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have the 10 of Swords. That to me is actually a good thing. I know that a lot of people, oh, it's the 10 of Swords, that's terrible. Not for me, because for me the 10s are the completion of the suit, coming full circle. So if right now I've got all this crazy brain going on, 9 is energy bouncing, going in the brain, blowing things out of proportion, both excitement and stress. The 10 is coming full circle and bringing everything into pulling it together. So that's actually a really interesting and combination to have the future going here. And for me, that's actually quite positive. I know it's not how everybody reads it, but that's how I read it. And then the last one is conclusion of what will be, which is we already had a future, so I'm not sure. I guess in future surrounding my brain is going to become full circle, but what's going to be the final conclusion, I suppose, and we'll give it. And we have the Emperor, which is order, right? That is order and structure. And so that makes sense, or not makes sense. It does make sense, but it's also I'll take that. I quite like the looks of this little reading here. For me. So this, you know, I just dove right in. I felt like the easiest way to look at this is to just dive in and show you this, because I think it's really awesome. Take a picture of this real quick so I can mull on it. But let's take a look here. Let me zoom this in a little bit. So here we have the Chariot. We have the 4 of Cups. The 5. Obviously, this is a pip style deck. 3 of Swords there, which I love. How can you get any better? There's the Queen of Wands there. I'm trying to find some other ones. So you have pips for the minors. The kings of the suit are like I showed you. The queen's crowns look like that for each of their suits. Let me see if there's any majors on there. No. We have the Magician major with the magic hat. The pages look like little elves, which I'm not opposed to. The knights have shields. So we have the Knight of Swords here. So pages look like these little pages or elves. Knights have the shields. Kings have the pointy crowns, and queens have the round crowns. Of course, we saw the moon. Here's death. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. I love the star. I love the world. And there's the sun as well. Lots of majors right here on this one. Here we have the lion head for strength. Again, lots of wands. I love the hermit with the lantern. Queen of Cups there. We have the Tower card. Looks like a chess piece. We have the Jester's hat for the Fool. And yeah, I know my nails are horrible. Sorry. They also have paint all over them. for this Fool there. We have the Knight of Coins, the Page of Wands. Let me try to find the majors here. Oh, there's the High Priestess, which is pretty cool. Here we have the King of Coins. Here we have Justice with the Scales. There's the Empress, which is awesome. Lovely lady to go with the Emperor. Here we have, oh, what is this? That might be the Hanged Man. Pretty sure that's the Hanged Man, so let's take a look and see. Back here, I think, are the majors. Oh no, the Hierophant, it's upside down. The Hierophant with the pillars and the Pope kind of bishop helmet that we have there. Let's see, we have obviously another Knight. Oh, there's the Hanged Man. Makes more sense. We have Temperance is the Pouring Cups. Let's see if I can get it right. That's the Pouring Cups. That's for Temperance. The Hanged Man. Okay, we have the Lovers with the 2 interlinking hearts. I think that's the only one on there. And we have the Judgment with the horn blowing from the clouds there. And I think that is all of the majors. And kind of a look at the things, at the cards, the dice. So I think these are awesome, to be honest. I really do. I don't know that I would very often do this whole thing where we use every single one, but I think it would be a lot of fun to do and also interesting and useful. Say I, was pulling a oracle card or oracle, and then pull out 3 dice and just see what we have here. So we have the 4 of Cups. We have the swords. You sometimes have to look because you got points coming in and you got points coming out. So you have 5 and then you have 4, so you have 9 here. 9 of Swords. You have the Strength. Stabilize the emotions is going to help to bring in the chaos of the mind. Tap into your inner strength there with a Strength card. This is how I most likely see myself using it, is when I'm going to be working with one of my oracle decks or something of that nature, and I just want to grab sort of like runes, right? You've got, just grab 3. You've got the Sun here, lots of swords for me. 6, 7 of Swords. There's more going on underneath the surface. Light up what we can be seen here. But we actually have the 10 of Cups, so good things are coming. There's some stuff that's underneath the surface that we don't quite know always what's going on, but growth of the mind comes from stability here with a number 7, where the Sun is shining out. But I really see the Sun shining a light on what might be going on underneath the surface, which is going to allow for us to kind of come to that happily ever after of the coins, or of the 10 of Cups. So I really do see myself actually using this quite a bit for this type of thing, just grabbing 3 out of the thing and just seeing what the message is. So thank you so much, Chris, for sending these. He did send this to me from Amazon, so this is something that you can purchase on Amazon. But the quality of the dice are amazing. They're really heavy. They're really nice and clanky, like a good dice, I think, should be. So they are quite large. I think it might have been nice for them to be small, but then it would have also been very difficult to see some of these pips. I love that they're pips. I know that's not going to be great for everybody, but that to me is just a bonus. So much fun. Love it. Definitely prep for Embrace the Magical. This to me is extremely magical and wonderful. So thanks for taking a look at these wonderful dice. I'm sure I'm driving you crazy clanking them about, but I think they're awesome.